Hello, good evening. How has your day been? I hope your day was very pleasant. It is a wonderful evening, a warm evening. How did you spend your day? How was it? I hope the sun was kind to you, and I hope that all the tasks you went for today was a success. How have you been lately? I'm much concerned about you. The reason is this: if you're better, then I'm fine. Your priority, it's my concern. And so in this show, I'm delighted to inform you that I'm just here for you. So if you're just joining, welcome. This is Beauty and Scars. We do this every Saturday and Sunday night, 9 p.m. West African time. I want to specially invite you to this enchanting moment. It is out of this world. And I know, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I can see you. And I know you may want, you may not actually may want, you want something very certain, okay? Something that will last for a lifetime. Oftentimes we have this desire, this burning desire of what we want to do, who we want to become. And oftentimes at the end of the day, it may not actually work the way we want. But the truth remains that everything works for good to them that love God. In today's episode, we're looking at, again, the joy of fatherhood. My apologies for yesterday. I think we had a glitch in the service providers. Thank you so much for joining Adamu Abdullahi K7L. Where are you streaming from? Thank you for the like. Thank you for joining. Where are you streaming from? Please let us know. Once again, you're welcome to Beauty and Scars, a safe space for connection, and we talk about morals, we talk about values and the complexities of life. Thank you, Adamu, streaming from Nigeria. Is anyone watching? Sherry, are you there? Please, if you're there, drop a comment. It means a lot to me. If you're just joining, this is Beauty and Scars, and we do this every Saturday and Sunday, WAT West African time. This is a space where we can connect people for free of charge. You're not paying anything. And we talk about values. Oh, Sherry, and thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. You'll always be by my side. Thank you for joining. I love you so much. Love you so much. Thank you for joining. Adamu Abdullah. Some people, please subscribe, turn on the notification button. Adamu, did you subscribe? Please let me get a comment from you. Have you subscribed? Did you turn on the notification bell so that anytime we're having something like this, you will be able to get a notification so that you can join us in our live performances and in our live podcast. Now we're discussing a very crucial topic. Like we said yesterday, this is an extension of yesterday. The joy of fatherhood. There was a time I actually had grievances with my dad, and you know, thank you, Adamu. Thank you. It's okay. You're welcome. I had grievances with my dad, and it didn't turn out well. We almost fought, and thank you for joining. If you're just joining, this is Beauty and Scars. We do this every Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 10 p.m. West African time. We connect here for free. So if you're single and searching, stick around till the end of the show. So I had issues with my dad, and I think I decided to stay far away from him. The reason I decided to stay far away from him, not because we were actually having family issues. I don't think it's family issues, but just I just have this belief that when a man grows up, he should be able to fend for himself. He should be able to take care of basic needs of life. Like feeding, house rent, school fees, and the bills, all the necessary bills. That you should find in a family. So he wanted to take care of that for me, but I believe I can do that. I was willing to do that even if I had nothing. Thank you for joining. Even if I had nothing, so I wanted a situation where I can actually pay rent for myself. I can actually live alone. That feeling of you living alone. Not having to be bothered by anyone. So I just actually have that want that feeling. But as time went on, so I had a little misunderstanding with my dad. So it didn't sit well with me because I had to distance myself. And when I did distance myself, it's kind of as if he has actually offended me. But with time I learned that your dad is always your dad. He's always your dad. Though he may not have offended you, or he may have offended you, but the truth remains that your dad will always be your dad. And even if you're a potential father, you always be a father. In fact, from creation, uh, you're a man. You are born to be a man. You always be a man. Even if oftentimes, because the world is rapidly changing, and social moral stuffs are being in decay. So some men, try to change themselves, try to change their gender to women, but a man will always be a man, and a woman will always be a woman. Thank you for joining. This is Beauty and Scars. Please, I'm not seeing a like. Please like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you get good stuff from us. This is Beauty and Scars. We do this every Saturday 9 to 10 p.m, and we connect people here for free. So if you're just joining, stick around to the end. So oftentimes we think because we are created to be men, there's a mistake. There's no mistake. There's a reason you're created to be a man. And with time, you understand that. Now let's move on to the next phase, the joy of fatherhood. There's a there's a joy that comes with being a father. There's a joy that comes with being a man. You know, just like myself. Oftentimes I just see myself, and I keep on wondering how, because sometimes when I look at what I earn, you know, uh, if I look at what I earn and what I spend, there's I can't equate it. The spending is more, and then I oftentimes I try to sit down and think about it. How are you actually surviving? But I'm actually surviving. You know, so a big thumbs up to those men who decides to be responsible, who has decided to be responsible, who have decided to take up family responsibilities, not because they are fools, but just they want the better side of life. They want to be the one that people look up to, their brothers, their sisters, their siblings look up to. So thumbs up to them, and congratulations to you. You are doing very well. And at this moment and trying times, especially in Africa, in Nigeria, where we are now, you're doing a great job. So don't give up. Don't say, oh, but oftentimes we tend to give up on our siblings. We tend to give up on our relatives because we assume they're supposed to get something doing. It's fine. It's fine to have that feeling. It's also right that you get them something doing. Maybe establish them, maybe get them a skill or something so that they won't have to rely on you 100%. But in as much as you're the boy, you're the girl, you're the first son, or you're the first daughter, there's a responsibility you should take on. It is there as a man. In fact, I was recently. Thank you for joining. This is Beauty and Scars. We do this every Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 10 p.m. W8 West African time. And if you're single and searching, please stick around to the end. So oftentimes, you know, we tend to forget or tend to shy away from this responsibility of being a father or a potential father. In as much as you are born to be a man, you're a potential father. And there's a very tendency that you will take up responsibilities. Take a look at this scenario or think about this. When when a girl child is born, with time, this girl child watches the mother. In fact, they learn by imitation. You see the child learning to sweep, you know, learning to cook, though the meal may not actually be nice, but the child tries to imitate the parents. That is how life is. So we are born with responsibilities. You cannot shy away from it. It is part of your life. So the better you start taking up responsibilities, it's the better for you. In fact, you can't deal without responsibility. Not all children. Yeah. I know. But guess what? Not all kids. Yes, not all kids. But watch it. Research has proven that. Ogepek 4813, thank you for joining. Please like and subscribe. Not all children, I understand, but let me inform you. Research has proven that children learn by imitation. So whatever you're doing, your husband and yourself, whatever you're doing, be careful in front of the kids. They're learning. You can't preach love to them when both of you are not united. Okay, you can't preach love to them when both of you are united. You can't talk about love. You can't talk about and all that. What about those sent to relatives? What about those sent to relatives? Please get your question straight. I'm going to like this. Get your question. What about the sent to those sent to relative? Let me get your questions straight so that I can be able to attend to them. So we're talking about fatherhood, the joy of fatherhood, and the responsibility that comes with it. If you're just joining, this is Beauty and Scars. Thank you very much for joining. This is Beauty and Scars with King Anokwuru. Please tell me where you're streaming from. Ogepek 4813. Where are you streaming from? It will be an honor to have your location where you're streaming from. I am streaming from Nigeria here, a blessed country full of milk and honey. It's a country filled with milk and honey. Even though most of us, who hasn't tasted the milk and honey yet, but trust me, Nigeria is a very good place. Trust me, if you have all it takes and you have all the money and you have all the cash, man, you cruise here. Here's a perfect land to cruise. Okay, children send to relatives to go stay with them. Okay, children send to relatives to go stay with them. I can't still understand your question. Where is it coming from? Are you referring to kids who's probably you're burdened? Thank you. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, Peck, you're streaming from Nigeria. Welcome, and please stay with us till the end. Are you single and searching? Children sent to relatives to stay with them. What's about that? What are you actually talking about? We're discussing the joy of fatherhood. So are you saying that the kids, probably your husband and yourself, you decide to send your kids to stay with a relative for a while, maybe a holiday or something like that, a vacation or what have you? Thank you for the like. I so much appreciate it. If you just joining, this is Beauty and Scars with King and Anokwuru. We do this every Saturday and Sunday. Okay, if that is the case, there's no problem with that. You may send your kid or your kids to your relative to stay, but remember, the responsibility of a father is to take care of his or her own immediate family. But I'm not only referring to the father here, but our major discussion is the responsibility of of a father, the joy of fatherhood. There's this feeling you have when you have your kids around you. Imagine you're traveling for a long distance and maybe 1 month, 2 months, a week or so, or 2 weeks, and then it's time to come back home. Imagine the joy of having your kids run to you. Mom is back, dad is back. Oh wow! Imagine you having that joy. Most families, most potential fathers, most mothers yearn for this kind of feeling. The feeling does not just come, it's in the kids. So when there is this joy, you can see the beauty of having kids. You can see the beauty of taking up responsibilities. I understand oftentimes maybe stress, work, and all the rest of them, but I do understand, but that's not the reason why we should shift our responsibility. Do not shift blame. Do not shift blames. When it comes to family, when it comes to the responsibility of a father or a mother, do not shift blames. Take the responsibility and try to amend. That is just the beauty of having fathers and the beauties of having mothers. In fact, let me go to another angle. Another important point I would like to to also speak about is the sacrifices. Oftentimes we fail to understand that though our fathers and mothers may have offended us, yes, they may have offended us, but let me inform you, before you got to this point where you are now, there are people who made the sacrifices. Okay, there are people who laid down their lives just for you. There are people who took you in for 9 months. I just wonder how a woman will carry a tiny being in her stomach for 9 months. The feeling is not her. It is only a woman who has given birth that can understand this feeling. So think about, if you just joined in, thank you for joining. This is Beauty and Scars. We do this every Saturday and Sunday, WAT, 9 to 10 p.m. If you're just joining and you're single and searching, please stick around to the end. Now, there are people who have made these sacrifices. When I was little, growing up, especially in this western part of the country, Nigeria, we have fathers who care for their kids even when the wife is not there. For example, when I was growing up, my dad, who who always hang a key on my neck, for our doors, and all that, because if you give me the key, I always misplace it, so it's better it's hung on my neck. So once as it's dangling and all that, I will be able to remember that, oh, there's something on my neck. But if the key is being given to me on my pocket or a pocket or somewhere else, there's a tendency that I will misplace it. So my dad knows what works for me, you know and every night when he comes back, there's always something, something joyous. There's always this beauty of having him around, because I know he'll get something for me to eat, something special, from work. So growing up with this mindset, I see a dad who is struggling. I see a dad who tries to, even when all didn't go well at workplace, I see a man who comes back full of smiles. Though you can still see it a little bit in his facial expressions, that all may not be well for that day. But I see him full of hope. I see him full of energy, full of grace, and his words full of mercy. So there are your dad has done a lot. I understand that you may be upset about him, what he has done. But hey, he will always be your dad. What is wrong with forgiving? What is wrong with you going back home to your dad and asking for forgiveness? You are the one carrying the load, not him. You that has refused to forgive, you're the one carrying the load. You're the one burdened. Hi, Shegu Johnson. Thank you for joining. This is Beauty and Scars. Please like and subscribe so that you can get this. Shegu, thank you for joining. This is Beauty and Scars. We do this every Sunday and Saturday, 9 to 10 p.m. West African time. To just join in, we are discussing about the joy of fatherhood. And at the end of the show, if you're single and searching, we'll connect you for free of charge. So stick around, stick around. So it takes nothing from you to forgive. Okay, just think about this. Think about this. A heart that's full of grief, that's full of anger, can that heart be happy? A heart that's full of bitterness, a heart that's broken, can that heart be happy? Definitely not. Thank you for the like. Thank you. Please try and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. That heart can never be happy. And trust me, if that heart is a father and he has a family, if you don't mind it, that heart would influence the kids, the mother. And so you see the home filled with bitterness. You see the home filled with anger. You see the home filled with grief just because of one person. Why don't you make your home a lovely place? Why don't you make your home a place to call home? Why don't you make your home a place that people will reckon on? Are you this type that when you come back home, everywhere is scattered? Are you this type of dad or potential dad or your wife, when you are in the house, there's no peace? That's not how you want to raise your kids. Teach them how to love. Teach them how to be responsible. They're learning. The kids are learning. The kids are learning. They're learning by imitation. The best you can do is to be a responsible father, to be a responsible dad, to be responsible in all you do. Oftentimes, even your family, even the kids, even your wife may not understand what you go through as a father. They may not even understand what you go through. You know, you go out there, you struggle, you make sure you put food on the table. I understand your pain. Sir, I understand your pain. But what can you do? It's something you have decided to take on. Don't go back now. Don't stop now. It is your responsibility. In fact, I would advise you, a shared responsibility is a beautiful home. How do I mean? If you have a wife, which I'm praying for you to get, or if you have already, that's perfect for a family. Don't be this type of man that will tell the wife, sit at home. You're not doing that wife right. And you're not helping yourself as a dad. You're not helping yourself for the family. When a weight is carried by two folks or two fellows, they tend to, there's a kind of balance. But when a single person carries a weight or carries something that's heavy, the pressure is more. Think about it. No matter what you earn as a dad, no matter what you earn as a woman, it is not enough. Because every day the kids need something to eat. Every day. Not just the normal meal you even stock. or the groceries and all that you get. Thank you so much. Not even the groceries you get. Sometimes they do want to eat snacks. So take up the responsibility, share responsibility, share responsibilities with your wife. You're the father. I understand. I understand your pain. So why not share the responsibility? Family is all about understanding. It's all about understanding. You have your role to play as a father. That's the joy of being a father. You have decisions you need to take as a father. That's the joy of being a father. While I was little, there are times when my dad will stand his ground, will tell my mom, this is how we're going to do this, with love, and the family follows. And sometimes if I misbehave, I play a lot when I was little, I loved playing football. Uh, but I don't like watching. I loved playing football. So oftentimes I will go out, after school, and I will go out and then play, and then forget about myself, and then I'll play till night, and then when I come back, scared and knowing fully well that my dad will flog me. So I had to run to my mom, running to my mom, hoping that I will get a refuge there, hoping that I will get safety there. But when mom comes, mom will flog me, and then when dad comes, dad will flog me. So I just noticed that there's no way, there's no hiding place for me. So I just have to behave fine, because if I run to mom will discipline me. I run to dad will discipline me. So I had that mentality in me that I have to behave well. So whatever both of them tell me, I try to do it. I try my best to do it, and that has shaped me become a responsible young man. And so if you're in this family, you have your wife takes her decision without your knowledge, the husband takes the decision without the wife's knowledge, you're waiting for chaos. Chaos is gradually approaching. Be careful. Be careful. If you're taking decision as a father, let the kids be aware. Let the wife be aware. In love. Yes, mix it up with discipline. Be flexible. Be disciplined. Yes, be disciplined. Be firm. Your wife and you should be firm. But at the same time, be flexible. Let the kids understand the concept of love. Let the kids understand the concept of love. Share responsibility once again. How do you do this? You can start. Your wife and you can have a dialogue. Sweetheart, honey, how can we do this? Maybe I should start something for you. Start a business or something that will get that will get you some cash. Maybe getting a shop for her, getting a business for her, maybe getting her a job, something that will make her to work to get more income. And then when the income comes, both of you in agreement and love can decide to share the responsibilities. Of course, the man will always take the higher. But imagine where your man is taking all the responsibility. Imagine where your man is paying the fees. Imagine where your man is providing the feeding. Imagine where your man is paying the rent. Imagine where your man is providing the clothing. Imagine when your man is paying the electricity bill. Imagine when your man is paying the water bill. Imagine when your man is paying for virtually everything. Oh, come on. Do you want to kill the man? So you don't want your man to last. You will kill the man. Because